Hi, my name is Chris Holton Jablonski, and it is my great joy and privilege to serve you as your minister. These are the words of Howard Thurman. He writes, "Look well to the growing edge. All around us, worlds are dying and new worlds are being born. All around us, life is dying and life is being born. The fruit ripens on the tree. The roots are silently at work in the darkness of the earth against a time when there shall be new leaves, fresh blossoms, green fruit. Such is the growing edge. It is the extra breath from the exhausted lung, the one more thing to try when all else has failed. The upward reach of life when weariness closes in upon all endeavor. This is the basis of hope in the moments of despair, the incentive to carry on when times are out of joint and men have lost their reason, the source of confidence when worlds crash and dreams whiten into ash. The birth of the child. Life's most dramatic answer to death. This is the growing edge incarnate. Look well to the growing edge." I have found this so helpful as our president flails with the election approaching. Every moment, some new misstep and disgrace. The recent canceling of anti-racism training for federal employees, just one demeaning act in an impossible litany of actions which sicken me. And all this on top of so many other stressors. The virus raging in so many campuses. School opening here locally with so much unknown, so many of our children and youth worn thin by this strange new living, so many patterns undone and confusing. Children and youth of all ages coping and making sense of this moment, doing their best, especially with more stress on the way, and their parents, worn thin by strange summers, entering into still more unknown, girding themselves for another threshold, another impossible invitation, somehow to do more. More management, more teaching, more contortion. And with the summer days waning, so many of us have been kept going by the outdoors. So many of us now facing the long winter months ahead with mounting dread. Protests and counter-protests, people showing up on both sides with semi-automatic weapons. This somehow is our country. This somehow is this moment we are facing. This is a lot. And this is why I cherish the words of Howard Thurman. We somehow are mustering the extra breath from the exhausted lung, the one more thing to try when all else has failed, the upward reach of life when weariness closes in upon all endeavor. We somehow are finding hope in moments of despair, this incentive to carry on when times are out of joint and so many have lost their reason. One of the sweetest blessings of this time of quarantine has been one of my littlest neighbors. A baby was born to one of my neighbors just before lockdown. They live in a house we can't quite see from our backyard, but we can hear. And the baby, certainly, especially at times, we can hear. And it is one of my favorite sounds. In part because I am sometimes the parent in charge of children who are making ruckuses in our own yard, sometimes which get a little heated and yelly, and I wonder about disturbing our neighbors. So I love, especially when other people's kids are making ruckuses. but especially sweet, more even than the baby cacophonies, are the so many adorable baby sounds. Squeals of joy and uncontrollable giggles. Those powerful places babies sometimes land in. With so much hard, I found myself transported by this unknown and unseen baby's sounds. And this matters, especially now. It matters that we find this extra breath, that we try the one more thing, that we find the wells within us to keep on. For you all, we all are needed. Our vision is needed, our dreams and our hopes all needed, especially now. I have rarely been so grateful for the beginning of a church year. You'll be hearing in the coming weeks of so many opportunities to connect and serve, to deepen and grow. It has been such a joy to have all the staff back, to dream with them and brainstorm with them, and now have plans coming together. It has been such a joy to have our committees and teams up and running, so many ways to connect with one another. Our virtual coffee hour, classes, so much worship, so many ways in. And in all this, I find strength. I find my lungs filling with more breath, my heart filling with more love, my mind with more creativity and vision. So come back to the well. This is hard work ahead of us, and we are up for it. I have seen over and over so many of you rising to the occasion of this moment. I think of the ways that you have shown up for one another and our wider community. I think of our frontline workers who have been at it for months now with little or no break. I think of our teachers and school board members hard at work making a way out of no way, facing the unfaceable, targets of so many people's stress, serving with grace, mustering their very best, even as they too are facing this same challenging moment. Over and over again, we rise. And we remind one another of this beautiful world we are building. This powerful love connecting us all at First Church. This is our gift to share with this hurting world in this stretching moment. These are the roots silently at work, connecting us all, and now bursting into leaves and fruit, ready to meet this moment, ready to rise again and again. I have so much faith in you all, in us all. We can do this. We will do this. We are doing this. Together, we find this extra breath, this one more thing to try. Together, we remember all that is worth building, all that is worth fighting for. We remember the beauty of this world, all that we are doing for my little unknown neighbor, for one another, for all beings. So much love to you all. Amen.